What's going on? What's going on? Calling upon all sources. I'm talking Eddie Hearn. I'm talking DAZN. I'm talking all of Matchroom. I'm talking all of Queensbury Boxing. I'm calling out Ben Shalom. I'm calling out the Undefeated Podcast. I'm calling out Ade Oladipo. Everyone. I'm shouting out IFL TV, Coogan and them man there. What is going on? Because Turki Al-Sheikh has made some serious, no, I wouldn't say accusations, but he's insinuated some serious stuff. Is he just having fun because it's an international break? Because he's saying that Man United may have new owners, and he hopes that they're better than the last. Turki is a serious guy. Did he just have too much time on his hands while planning Riyadh season? Is this just the introduction to Man United in Riyadh season? Is this just part of the talks and the ploy of Man United going there for a preseason friendly, so he's just drumming up some interest? I don't know. This is why I'm calling on all the sources, because this could just be a bit of a mess about thing whereby it all just quiets down, and really it's going to be the announcement of a partnership between, Man United going there for some friendlies, or there could be something, because Turki Al-Sheikh doesn't strike me as someone who's in this to talk nonsense. He doesn't. So I'm calling on all the scholars from all sports. Live Golf. I'm talking about what else is going to Saudi. What else? F1. I'm talking tennis. Anyone who's involved with Riyadh season, pull up, because the football community needs you. We need to know what the hell is going on. There's so much said about this guy, because I've seen a lot of people, shout out Sam Peoples from United Up TV. He was saying, because people don't know in football if you don't follow many other sports. Sam was like, isn't this the guy who does the boxing stuff? You know what I mean? Which is like an undersell of like how big he is. But if you don't really know the gravitational work that Turki Al-Sheikh and Saudi are doing, then that's the take you're going to have. So I think it's very, very, EA Sports as well. I don't know if that's Turki Al-Sheikh, but
it's the Saudis, I believe it was. Saudis, like 5 billion,
record sales. So they have to be taken seriously when they speak until they say something that doesn't come to fruition. Their track record is ridiculous. Their wealth is ridiculous. And in terms of football terms, it is significant. Like, this isn't like Saudi media sort of saying this. This isn't some journos having a rumor. This isn't someone breaking an exclusive. This is Turki Al-Sheikh himself on his own X account saying this. That's what this is. It's him saying it. So we have to wait and see what this actually means. There has been talks. We spoke about it yesterday on the morning show, obviously, about, friendlies out in Saudi and stuff like that. So we know there's that kind of thing going on in the background. I would be stunned. I'll be stunned, if Man United were, as Turki Al-Sheikh says, what does he say? Final negotiations or final steps. What's the quote? What's the actual?
He says the best news.
Advanced stage. There you go.
Yeah.
I'll be stunned.
Yeah.
So just keep that there. So I'll be stunned if, Man United were at advanced stages of completing a deal to sell to a new investor. Sell. He's not saying strike an agreement to come to Saudi to play a football match. He's saying sell to a new investor. And he's speaking about the previous ownership. I'll be stunned if we were at the advanced stages of that. And nobody knew. Like, that would, but if nobody was going to know, it would be maybe dealing with somebody out there in Saudi where it's a different ball game. Didn't take long to reach a deal. Big money. No one knows. Bang, he's coming. Like,
it says a lot about if they are in, active, negotiations with Man United to have this sort of mid-season friendly or this mid-season tour of Saudi. If he's openly going on social media going, I hope they're better than the previous owners, that would probably imply that deal isn't coming together very well. Is it? Yeah. You know what I mean? So maybe that would suggest that he's not involved. You know what I mean? Because if what we've seen with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, right? And we saw it with the whole, strategic alternatives timeline, that the Glazers, if they are ever selling anything to anyone, they get very, very prickly if you dare say anything negative about them. Even yesterday, with those quotes coming out from Sir Jim, which we'll talk about in a bit, still talks very nicely about the Glazers, doesn't he? Still says, no, they're just misunderstood. They're just nice guys. They're actually really nice guys. They're just misunderstood. They get a bad rap, those Glazers. And the fact that, and he says that because he obviously wants to placate them, doesn't want to piss them off. You know, he's actively buying from them, etc., etc. The fact that Turki Al-Sheikh there is coming out and sort of going, I hope they're better than the last lot, you know, sort of going, these guys they're shit, basically, would imply that he's probably not in talks with the Glazers, because why would you openly go out and start sort of cussing them?
Yeah,
right?
He's not doing that. Yeah, exactly. So something separate.
So maybe it would suggest that something else or somebody else he's maybe caught a wind of it. I don't know. Like I said, there's still. It doesn't really like the thing I mentioned earlier on about the WrestleMania stuff, and that came out, and that was a press release that came out early. That's way different to this, where, you know, you're dealing with a publicly traded company. There are rules, there are laws you have to follow, right? And like I said, people that have to be informed if such a thing is happening. So I will still believe it when I see it. A lot of people are sort of going, well, maybe it's a thing about, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo. Just yesterday, it's coming out from Bloomberg. He's the first athlete to be a billionaire. He's got an index of like 1.4 billion quid or dollars or whatever it may be.
Mental.
And Man United are, again, a publicly traded company. So if someone wants to try and purchase a shitload of shares, they can do so. Maybe it's Cristiano Ronaldo is buying a small minority in Manchester United. Maybe he's becoming the next person. Because you see this with athletes now, it's all the rage, isn't it? Of so and so is a minority owner of this club, that club. Tom Brady at Birmingham, Michael B. Jordan at Bournemouth, LeBron James at Liverpool, right? You get these people that are attached. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know, but I think maybe it's a bit overblown to think that this is going to be a deal in which, say, like you know, the Glazers are gone and they're no and Ineos
I
are
don't
gone.
I don't think
it might be someone comes in, they purchased 5%, you know, 2% of Man United, something like that, and it's just maybe just one of those things.
Yeah, less than obviously what Ineos have, and there's like a new investor on the board or something like that. But it's intriguing to say the least. I mean, there's a lot of people that are saying, "Listen, just international break rubbish, you know, clickbait, you know, there's no story, so this should just happen at international break." Listen, if it wasn't Turki Al-Sheikh saying it directly, I would lean more towards that in terms of like, there's no point even discussing it. But I'm sorry, like, he's too significant a person, a figure, to like just gloss over it like he didn't say what he said. Like he's done too much in my opinion. That's why we're going to bring it here. I don't think we can look at that and say, you know, he's just capping 100%. What does he know? What's he done? No, he's done some serious stuff.
And also, why would he do that? He's not a journalist. You know what I mean? This isn't, like I said, this isn't, you know, Samuel Lucas from The Sun coming out or saying anything like that. This isn't, you know, like before. Remember when we thought Qatar had purchased United because it was in Qatari newspapers, and we were kind of doing the string leading up to, well, he knows him and he knows that. This isn't that. This is like, this is the guy. He's not a journalist. This is a guy that puts together all these deals. So the fact that he would come out and say something, that's what's taken a lot of people back by this, I think, is everyone's going, well, that's weird. And even now, I'll be honest.
Weird. It's that.
Yeah.
It's that.
When we were putting together the show this morning and doing the graphics and stuff like that, I was thinking to myself, I thought, I'd say, by the time I sort of put this together and we go live or whatever, a couple minutes in, a journalist will come out and go, that's bullshit. It's not really happened, despite this and the other. This is what it is. No one said anything. No one's come out and said anything this morning, which is odd. Usually stuff gets poo-pooed very quickly, doesn't it? The fact that no one's come out and said anything is probably because all of these journalists are going, it's weird. I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. Shout out Mike Keegan. Shout out my guys at Bloomberg. Shout out, you know, whoever else is well versed across, you know, United takeover / this, that, and the other. And I think that's what it is. I think, yes, you have to obviously take things with a pinch of salt and not get too carried away. The Glazers have a strong grip on Man United. You know, we all got hoodwinked into thinking they would look at a full sale, and they priced everybody out of it by demanding too much, and then ended up selling it to Jim Ratcliffe as a minority owner, and we know the rest, right? In terms of they've played a blinder. So Jim's in the firing line. So Jim's got to sit in interviews and give the updates and say this, that, and the other. And we all talk about Ineos and Sir Jim and their decisions rather than the Glazers. So we know that, but I just think it's so weird. It's from such a significant individual in that part of the world who's done so much in sport, and the track record speaks for itself. It's like, because he's not saying he's buying it, by the way. You know, he's insinuating that he knows who is, and it's in stages. And until somebody comes out really, like you said, and shits on this and says, you know, like a Ornstein, like this is not this and this is not that, then you have to question.
Yeah.
Straight after, Turki Al-Sheikh put another tweet out, did he? Talking about some of the concerts that are going on in Saudi and that. And it was like, you just dropped the Man United thing. Oh, just talking about these concerts now and stuff. And people are all in the comments about that saying, what about United? So you go, I don't know. Like, has he just decided to do something a bit smart, you know, that he hasn't really done before, just to kind of do it, to get us on some strings? You can't rule that out either. Do you know what I mean? You can't rule that out either. So
yeah, and again, he's just, and because of his track, this is the other part of it, because of his track record in getting things done that were previously thought to be impossible. So again, you look at his work, obviously, I suppose combat sports in general, but obviously look at the fights he's put together in boxing. Those fights were deemed impossible to put together. You look at the things he's done again with the wrestling; it was deemed impossible that you'd have, you know, major events over there. That's happening. Look at all of these, you know, again, the EA thing that came out just a few days ago, you know, a consortium led by Saudi Arabia spent $55 billion on buying EA. Like, that's that. Like I said, F1, golf, you name it. And he's very active on social media, and he's got a very big team of people that are very active on social media, but he doesn't really put stuff out there for the sake of it. He's not really that guy. So it is curious. I think, again, that's why I'm just seeing if anyone's really written about it. Chris Wheeler just basically is kind of doing what we're doing here, going, he's sort of tweeted, no one really knows why. Ben Jacobs, who of course has got very strong Saudi links, he hasn't posted about it at all. So yeah, it's a really weird one, because this is someone that does have a lot of credibility saying something like this, and as of now, it's not being disputed. But you know, so it's not even. So I don't even think it falls into the territory. You know, obviously, whenever with all of the stuff that happened with the takeover saga across 18 months, there was so much clickbait and so much engagement farming there. I even did a thing about it, didn't I, on one of the shows where I did the whole eyeball Qatar flag sand timer